You can start.
Start where?
At the top.
At the top of the pyramid?
Yes.
I've already been through that.
I know, so start at the top of the pyramid.
So it's your whole, imagine this is like your model of like your access structure for WIA. Like not only access for permissions, but also overall like hierarchy of who it is at WIA, because I really haven't heard any of that. I know you have a president that changes hands, but there needs to be an all-encompassing body, like somebody above a president that can keep the foundation, the fundamentals of what WIA is, the ethos and mission statement, what it is, your bedrock, the foundation, if you will, that keeps WIA running. And I think it's grounded on the principles of raising awareness of females in a male-dominated, traditionally male-dominated industry, and the perils it is to be like a wife, a mother, like a female who always is trying to establish themselves in this weird social class. But that's a whole nother thing. So if you imagine like a pyramid broken down in different layers, like you have the foundation, that's what I'm talking about, your bedrock, and that is an account called the founder at women's.org, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want that account, but that account is not one individual, but rather account whose username and password is shared amongst individuals. Maybe like your board, your council, your foundational members, right? You want to have multiple people. Not one person has this, but nobody uses this account, right? You only log into it for emergency purposes. So that's where this whole thing is. So imagine an account that's there that nobody uses, but is always there, and other people have the username and password stored. They're safe and either written down or in their password manager, right? But if anybody logs in that account, and you see somebody log in and send emails to that account, you got to call all your members and say, hey, what the hell's going on? Because nobody should send email or log in with that account. Okay, so underneath that account, you have your leaders. These are people who are like the top level of your organizational structure. So the president of WIA, maybe you have vice president, secretary. I would also argue that the administrative assistant or the administrative person who executes, because you guys are all busy, your president may wear many hats, maybe you hire somebody full time to be the overall admin of WIA. That person is below the founder. Remember, the founder is shared. It's a dispersed account.
Stop moving it.
The founder is shared. You could have put this on the wall if you really cared. So the founder is this conglomerate. Underneath here is actually getting to real people. But finally, we get down to the third level. This is really what I label as the doers. These are the people who, day in and day out, make WIA exist, because they're the HR person, the marketing person. As your organization grows, you may have a development team to develop new software, new websites, whatever. And you also have your IT, the IT functions make your organization run, right? So these people have accounts. So like Eric at WIA, or Mike at WIA, or John, Joe, Susie, Tracy, whatever they are at. Because the people above them, the president, they're the one who dictate how these people get hired, and they also provision accounts. When people leave WIA, you can suspend their account, or you can transfer them to somebody else, but these accounts should be wholly unique to the individual. What's broken outside?
There were boys here. They were coming over from Indian Meadow.
All right, then finally you get down to like your user base accounts. These people don't have any access to make any change, but they have an inbox, Google Drive, etc. on WIA. And this is where it really comes down to both foundational members, but I list out here gold members. So imagine like a former president. No longer are they sitting in a president role, but they have an account that then gets changed. So they start off as president as like, say like Tracy at WIA. Once they're no longer president, they keep their inbox, but now their permission set drops down to user level. So they can't institute any changes. They can't add new users. They can't delete people. They can't read others' mailboxes, but they still can receive email and send email on behalf of WIA because they're grandfathered in. Moreover, these people have the ability to have access to a founder's account. So they have to sign out of Tracy at WIA and log back in as founder at WIA. But the good thing about Google is it knows that it's the same computer logging in as two different users, and it logs it. And why that is important is, say like Tracy is trying to subvert other people in the company. Well, the other three members of WIA, say John is also a former president, actually a former founder, who happens to have an account now down at this user level. So John gets notified that, hey, Tracy logged in as founder. John then calls Tracy and says, why'd you do that? And if Tracy doesn't answer or gives him a weird answer, he can call Fred or Susan, who's also founders. They say, hey, something's up, and they say, yes, I'm suspicious. So now these three people can take proactive action to log in as a founder and suspend Tracy. More importantly, these founders also have all the access stored in their safe so that whenever an event like this happens and you call Google, they have all the necessary information to answer all those security questions to prove authenticity to Google that all three of them is alerting Google that something malicious is occurring, something nefarious is occurring at the lower end. So you guys can recover all this. And this is setting up a hierarchy or a pyramid of roles and permissions. For other people you put down there, like special delegates, champions, advisors, advocates, investors, anything that as your organization grows, these are people who are just like not really doers, but they're people that you want to have a vanity URL that is WIA.org or whatever it may be.